Welcome in, beautiful souls. If you're new here, my name is Jane. And if you're returning, I'm glad to have you back. Now, I had this crazy question last night, and I thought I would do a reading on it to see if I could pull anything out of the ethers for us. So, my question was, and still is, what can your current guides tell us about our cosmic origins? And what are we here to learn? So the question here today is, what can your current guides or guide, I'm assuming we have more than one, um, and what can they tell us about our cosmic origins? Now, that is a little bit of a tricky question, I know, because we have lived many different lives. We've been reborn into different dimensions and on different planets. We've, grown in different ways, but now here we are on Earth. So wouldn't it be nice to find out? So even to get a little bit of information. So we have 3 groups here. You can pick more than one, obviously, because, again, we are from, we've lived different lives. And I just thought that it would be a little bit fun today. So I'm going to begin. Oh, yeah, and all the sessions are timeless. So I'm just going to start now. Welcome in, group 1. Let's see what you've chosen here. Well, actually, I'm going to leave that covered for the moment. And I just want to pull out a bunch of different cards, but you did choose the fairy deck. So I do want to pull out another fairy card here before I get going. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so the first thing I'm getting with this card here is you could be somebody that has natural spiritual gifts. Um, this card represents more on the lines of psychics, mediums, shamans, healers. That like natural nature type energy. You could enjoy being in nature, and you could be like an outdoorsy type of person. Um, you could be considered actually like a nature spirit. Spirit. What is that? Sorry, Mercury's in retro, so words are jumbling around in my mouth. So you could resonate as like a nature spirit or an earth guardian. You could be like a environmentalist type person in some way, and that doesn't mean you have to work for like a company. That you could just be somebody that, if you're out in nature, you pick up garbage, or um, like you help an animal, or something like that. Um, I mean, you could be like even like a gardener or enjoy like gardening and growing things instead of destroying them. You are actually a magical manifester, and you also would hold ancient wisdom. You could be somebody that's very fun loving, and you need feel free and love being free, and you feel that freedom when you're in nature. You could be a big daydreamer, especially when you were a child, and you don't fit into like your typical societal box. You might have struggled in school and couldn't sit still and just constantly be looking out the window wanting to be outside. Um, you are probably someone that also believes in magic and miracles, and you are actually attracted to it and not realizing that you are. You could also be drawn to like the elven clans and have a deep love for animals. Fairies are very spiritual, evolving, and like they're very spiritual beings, and they are like evolving this in similar ways as humanity is. So you could have uh, a fairy guide at this time that is helping, and they're learning from you as you're learning from them, because they are also, because they're like earth type beings, you know, and like they also have like egos and feelings, much like humans do, and a very wide range of emotions. So that's why, they say some, like they pixies can be, how do they word it? Vengeful or spiteful. Well, so can humans. So they're evolving the same way as we are. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going here. So moving some of these decks out of here because there's a lot of decks here. So let's see here. Okay, it's too many. Okay. Also, I didn't mention earth angels, so you could resonate as an earth angel as well. You probably connect with all of the elements. Okay, just one of these. Okay, what's on the bottom here? They told me to look on the bottom. The bottom here is hope. Okay, and the bottom of this one is number 17, humility. Sometimes the cards on the bottom have a lot to do with it. So we're just going to pull out some of these cards here and see if we can find out. Point of view, gratitude, assistance, guidance, understanding. Yeah, just like I was saying, like the fairies are so similar to humans that they go through like all the same type energies that we go through. So this card here actually would resonate with people that feel like they're they could have been a witch in a previous lifetime or a warlock. Um, or Wiccan, any of those type things, right? And I know witches and warlocks, they get like a bad rap, but really they were just mainly healers. They just knew the herbs. They knew what plants were poisonous and what plants healed. Oh my gosh, this card doesn't want to come out. This one on the bottom. Beyond the mind. Yep. I noticed they have number 20 on this card, and then the point of view card is number 30. Okay, so I'm going to pull out one of these. So we want to know what you're here, like what your origins are and what you're here to learn or accomplish, I guess, too, could be that. On the bottom. Healing, changing form. There's nothing wrong with you. You are simply changing into a lighter version of yourself. Yeah, just like I said in the very beginning, when I had the 3 sets of cards set out, we are all different things in all different lifetimes. Oh, one of these, yeah. So I did bring out some Lemurian and Palladians because Lemuria is so connected. Angels and spirit guides. Yeah. Um, I noticed that they were bringing up dance. They brought it, the first card came up was dance, and then on the bottom is celebration. And fairies are very lighthearted and joyful type energy. So they could be wanting to bring more joy into your life, or drawing you to more joyous type things. Because this guy's even dancing, right? And these three are sitting here watching him, just like she's sitting here relaxing a little. Okay, let's see what else is here. Let's pull one of these here. Oh, these cards are so big. On the bottom, adventure, innocence, play, discovery. And she's holding a key, just like with this. Okay, so they want this card here. It's number 1. Wow. That's, oh my gosh, and look, she's a fairy here. These cards here, they are from the magical realm type deck. And look, so this is like a human, and there's a fairy on the other side of that portal. Adventure, innocence, play, discovery. Wow, spirit. Okay, so we're going to pull one of these cards too. This is from the Lemurian deck. So we're going to see what kind of guidance or information they can provide us. Okay, I just heard them say just the one. Oh my God, look, shaman on the bottom. That's why, because they wanted me to stop on shaman. Funny spirit, because that's why I was saying when I was this card, I was getting like you could be like a psychic, a medium, an earth angel, or a shaman. I love this. Okay, let's see what this is here. We'll just start with that. And then I did bring out the tarot deck for the witch tarot deck. So divination. Oh, you could be somebody that plays, that does divination. So embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. She has all these, she has all these elements around her too, right? She's sitting in nature. Yeah. She's praying. She's very angelic looking. So, like I said, you could resonate as like an earth angel, or I mean, maybe you don't, and maybe this is all new to you, but we're all here for a purpose, right? Moon energy, no joke. They were talking to me about the moon. Oh, look, and even this dice is on the moon. I keep, I have a presence on my left side, and they're pretty strong, so I keep trying to show them, keep aiming everything. So they even have the moon dice out here for me. Moon energy, surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. Wow. There's a lot of fairies showing up here, shamans and angels. Sorry, I need to get a drink. Um, Letting go. You know, I think it's because you always felt like you're being shoved into a box. I see all these like animals here too, and all these beautiful colors. Oh yeah, I just realized you have angels and spirit guides here in the upper world. Angelite. Okay, let's see here. What's here? Oops. See the humor, but it was in reverse. So it's like serious um, perspective, negativity, and grumpy. See the humor. Number 33. And you know what's funny? They even have like a what do you call those balls? A crystal ball where they do those are tarot cards on the table too. Yeah, those are angel wisdom cards on the table. He's getting a tarot reading done, but because it's in reverse, and they were bringing out those the joy cards, I think you're having a hard time finding joy. I think things have okay, so they want to bring some kind of cleansing or because moon energy is like a cleansing, right? You might resonate with the unicorn card. Okay, so I think your guides want to bring some kind of joy or something into your life. So then we have the shaman here. So you might not realize that you're all of these things, or you have been these things in the past lifetime. Shine your light. Look at that. I was just talking about that light from the moon. I think that's a water dragon. This is also Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin is she's about the heart healing, and she does it in a very gentle, natural way. Also, Kuan Yin was somebody that had literally lost everything in her life. Yeah, I think that's why I think that's why you turn to nature. Let's see what's going on here. Soul star chakra. Wow. This is very significant because these fairies actually are connected to the soul star chakra. Hmm. And I notice they have number 10 here. So they have number 10, they have 20, and then they have 20 here. They have 10, 20, and then this card is 30. So they're trying to show you, because this is gratitude, assistance, guidance, and understanding here. And then this one is beyond the mind. And that's what your soul star is. Your soul star is above the mind, right? Beyond the mind. They're trying to provide you with some kind of, I think group 3 with the fairies might actually be very, oh, there's 3 cards here. Group 3 might be very look, healing, yeah, because they are a lot about healing. And this sword here, this is like the truth sword. So this is like Archangel Michael type vibes. Be fearless, because fear is the most disempowering emotion on the planet and the basis for all dis-ease. And fairies, like I said, fairies, they have the same type of emotions and energy as humans do. But you do have a lot of spirit guides. You have earth guides, and you have angels. You have yeah. And that's why you're so connected to the earth, because you're like a shaman here. Look, healing, joy. Look again. They're bringing out the joy. There's something that you need to let go here. So I think you're here to do some type of healing of your lineage, maybe, because they brought out the fairies quite a bit, and they brought out like your soul star chakra, and then they brought out the shaman here, and then they brought out Kuan Yin, and Kuan Yin is a master, an ascended master. So this is something that you could have been like in the days of, you know what I mean? You could resonate with like Chinese medicine, or anything in that type of, you know, Buddha or whatever. The dog's making all these weird noises behind me. And then you have number 6 and you have number 8 here. Hmm, that's interesting. So healing joy. Find joy in your life every day to fully heal. Actually, I think this was supposed to come here because this one was on top of it, because it comes underneath about finding the humor. So number 4 is your purpose. So this is your purpose, is letting go these old emotions, and I think that you're healing your family lineage too. So that could be why you're having all these fear-based things. Like you probably were born and you just naturally have these fears, and you don't know what these fears are from or where they come from. So your purpose is your responsibility. Yeah. So you are never responsible for solving someone else's problems. Exactly. Just like I was saying about your family lineage. Okay, you need to stop that, because now you're just doing it on purpose. It's just making all these weird, like glurpy noises. It's becoming very, it's almost to throw me off of my thing here. I also notice that in this card here, it has her third eye has a spiral on it, and her higher heart chakra here is trying to light up. So I think what is going on, what your main issue is, what your main thing here for this lifetime is to do all this healing of your lineage. And that's the thing, like I was talking about the responsibility of, like, it's not your responsibility to solve someone else's problems. However, if you've come here to heal your lineage, then you have to call in these ancestors. You can call in, like your shamanic past lineage and things like that. Call them in and ask them to come and provide you assistance doing this. And the sword, you know kind of reminds me that you need to be doing some cord cutting as well. So cut the cords of the things that you're letting go of or need to let go of, like people from the past and all that. And it's funny that they brought out this card about the divination, because I'm doing divination right now. They brought out the divination card. So you could be somebody that is drawn to divination and the occult. Now, the occult, they use that word as like a negativity, but trust me, they just use that as to clump everything into one category, because you're an earth angel as well. So you could be an earth angel in this lifetime, is what I believe. That, or a shaman. You could also be a ascendant. You could be like working to be an ascendant master. So all of those could be your purpose. But it seems like you're doing a lot of letting go here. They keep drawing me back to this card. I think there's something they want me before I go further here. I noticed that they're talking about, being playful and joyful, and, they just kept bringing that up over and over. So, yeah, I think you're somebody that's going through a lot of emotional baggage right now. And that is normal when you're ascending and growing as a person, dealing with all the trauma of life. Because believe you me, we all have it. Okay, let me grab that book. Let me find it first. this is actually an angelic vibration. So these are angelic messages. So let's see here. Number 29. Let go of what you must. Okay. Let go of what you want most. Okay. Let go of what you want most. Yeah, okay. I think what's happening is they're talking about you fighting the energy or something. Okay, let's see. Um, we want a lot. We want a lot. We desire a lot. We need a lot. Letting go is the magic word, spirit. Because I was saying how I think you believe in magic and miracles, and if you don't, you should. We rarely think about what we truly need. Instead, we obsess about what we would like to have or what we would like to change and can hardly let go of this notion. The angels are always ready to support us in our spiritual becoming, but it would be presumptuous to confront them with all our perceived wants and needs. It is time to refocus once more on Thy will be done. If we do this, happiness may be closer than we think. And yeah, there we go. They're talking about the happiness yet again. Okay. So, we have this card here about adventure, the innocence, the play, the discovery. And then we have, oh my God, Ice Queen. No joke. And I was talking about that you might resonate with the pile or the group 3 with the unicorn. So Ice Queen is introspection, depth, and fortitude. And introspection, that's where, you go in and you search and you go through all these emotions and you peel all the, because, we're really, it's like that movie Shrek, if you've ever seen Shrek, and he's like, I'm like an onion. I have all these layers of me, that's who he is. He just has all these layers. Well, so are we. We all have layers. We have many, many layers that need to be peeled away, one layer at a time, and then you heal and deal with that one layer, and then you peel away another, and that's how our awakenings work until we get to the upper world. And that's why they have the soul star chakra. So that's what your mission is in this lifetime. That is what your goal, that's what you were here to come to learn. And then you're going to go from human and you're going to move into this other realm through this portal. I mean, with this key, and I mean, these are, like, you can see these are totally different decks. Look. So you have this deck, and then you have this deck. Well, they're totally different decks. But yet this has the keys on it, and this has the key too. See that? Isn't that beautiful? And all these beautiful rainbow colors here. You might enjoy like stargazing as well, like camping and all those outdoorsy type things. There's also an elemental. I don't know who that is there. Yeah, she looks like she's praying and she's holding her head down, as in she's like struggling with emotions or something here. Yeah, I think you have a unicorn also as a guide. Okay, so let's pull out some. Oh, okay. They wanted me to pull out an animal card here for you. Okay, let's see here. You have a lot of guides at this time, though. Zebras, look, number 44. Guidance of the zebra. I am patient and wait for the whole story to unfold before judging others. Okay, maybe that's something that you need. Oh my God, look at this. And it's queen bees on the bottom. And look, you have Ice Queen here. Oh, look at that. You have number 22 and number 44. So you have Ice Queen, then you have Queen Bee. I embrace the living manifestation of benevolence and devoted contribution. because you're a magical manifester. That was the first thing that I said in the very beginning, that you're a magical manifester. These are things that you might not even be aware of, but as you grow, and as you, like I said, that onion, as you start peeling all those layers away, you deal with all this fear, and you deal with the healing, and you're letting go of all these earthly things and emotions, and the fairies are right there with you, because they are also going through the same thing you are. So they're going to help guide you, and you're going to help guide them. So you're actually helping another realm. Maybe you don't even realize that. But every time you step outdoors and you put your feet in the grass and you plant something, or you smell a flower, or you admire a ladybug, you're actually helping that realm. Okay, so what else is here for this group? What else does this group need to know? Whoa. We'll start with the 3 here. The Wheel of Fortune. Wow. This is fate. Look at another 10. This is talking about fate. This is your destiny. The King of Wands. Wow, look, and you have the World. You have the 4 Swords. This is the resting. And the 9 of Swords. Yeah, this is all that pain and healing that needs to happen. The King of Wands, the Wands is about fire, and so she's got a fire going here too. So, this is like having vision, being in charge, being in a leadership role. Because, and then I put it right out on here, like, that I am patient and I wait for the whole story to unfold before judging others. This is where, this is what a king does. Like a king would, sit and listen and be patient and, hear all sides before making a decision. So I don't know if that's something you already do, or because, like if you do that, that makes sense, because with this ascendant master here, this is something that's come from your bloodline. And shamans, they're very patient, and they're able to connect to the upper world, but they're still planted on the earth. They walk on the earth, but they also walk in the spirit realm. So, this seems to be your lineage here, but this is your the Wheel of Fortune is all about your destiny and your fate. This is just, but you're here to heal. You're here to heal this lineage. You're here to heal your pain and theirs, to break all the curses. It's going to help the earth. And I still think group 3, even though I haven't done that reading yet, I still think that might have something to do with you. They even brought out a unicorn here. And then they brought out horses here. Or, well, I guess they're not horses, they're zebras, but unicorns aren't horses either. They're just horse-like. Let's see what else is here. Look, King of Cups. Yeah, Spirit. That's funny, because after you've done all that healing, because the King of Cups is all about mastering the emotions. Look, the lion, the strength, exactly, Spirit. You have the strength, and see, she has this magic wand here. You're going to go from this little house cat of fear and intimidation to this massive lion. Spirit. Oh my God, the star. No joke. And I was saying how, like, in the fairy wings, like all those beautiful rainbow colors, and look at the rainbows coming off of her hands. And even in this card here with the adventure, 3 of Cups, yeah, you're going to be celebrating. You're in pain. You could be in a lot of pain right now, but you're going to be doing a celebration in the end here. Absolutely. You're going to be dancing under the stars at this moon here. I notice how this moon energy, and then they ended it with this moon energy here. Wow, Spirit. Is there anything else? They said no. Actually, this is it. So, actually, yeah. Okay. So they asked me to bring out what's on the bottom of this deck? The heart portal. Oh, okay. So love, receptivity, and mistrust. Okay, so that's what you're going through right now. You're trying to cope with all that. It's all this heart. This Nine of Swords, like keeping you up at night, and but here, like, see all these books here. I think these books have a lot to do with spirituality, and maybe that's something that you can put some of your focus in and help you to move forward. Yeah. Oh my God, no joke. And right underneath that, what does it have? But Gaian awakening, prepare, relocation, ascension. Number 17, just like the star. Wow. You're very connected to the earth. Absolutely. Okay, so they just want me to bring out, I'm just set this here, so far away from the microphone. They want me to pull out, let's see here. Oh gosh, it seems like a lot. Wow. They pulled out the peacock here, and I'll tell you, this card here has the peacock. So the peacock here, this represents, so you have peacock twice. This represents being your true self, letting your true self look. And then they brought out a horse. Look, a horse. It's a ladder. That's the ascension, climbing this ascension. What's this here? It's a flower or something. I think that's the flower of life, and I saw that somewhere in one of these cards. The lotus flower. Oh, look at this. You have a spider in a web. I think right now that you could be like trapped in some type of look, and you have the spider webs here with this resting here. I think, yeah, I believe that you're stuck in a bit of a web or something. And then you have the salamander or the lizard. I'm not sure. They are very what is the thing about salamanders? Oh, I can't remember what they are. I don't know if it's because they're very earthly, or they're really connected to the earth, but they're also connected to the higher realms. Oh, I can't remember how that goes now. And then you have a dove here, which is about spirit. That's the angels. You also have a butterfly that says, created for you. And then you have a pair of pliers. So it might be like pulling, pulling all those hard emotions out and examining them. And, like, I guess that really comes over here because, like, this is where you're pulling all these emotions and dealing with them and struggling. This is all that mental thinking and clarity that you need to find. Wow, Spirit. But resting and getting a different perspective is really going to help. But like I said, like, you're going to and then you have the Page of Wands here too, which is all new beginnings. So yeah, you're going to be mastering these emotions. Okay, so that's all I have for group 1. So I hope this video has given you some enlightenment on your past lives and possibly, you know, what your purpose is for this lifetime. Anyway, so I hope this video finds you well, and that was quite interesting. I think I might try one of doing these again with maybe some different decks. So yeah, have a good day, everyone. Sending love and light. Bye. Welcome in group 2. So I'm going to leave this sticker on here for a minute, tape on, and I'm going to pull out some oracle cards. And since you've chosen the dragon here, I pulled out the dragon decks. So we have an oracle dragon deck and or a tarot dragon deck and an oracle one. So dragons, so these could be your guides right now, but they don't come alone. Dragons are usually accompanied with by angels. So this could be like your spirit animal. Also, if you have like an affinity to dragons, they could be, you could have some kind of kinship with them and with angelic beings. Also, you could be somebody that carries a lot of ancient wisdom, and because they also carry very deep power. So, you could be just like them. You could have like a lot of creativity. You could be very inquisitive. You could be very honorable. You could have like a really, I'm going to say dry sense of humor, but I don't mean that in a negative way. You could have like enormous compassion. You could actually have some kind of shamanism in your lineage, or ascendant masters, possibly. You also could be a very strong alchemist and shapeshifter and healer. So you might resonate as being like some kind of teacher. Now, dragons are also associated with Atlantis. So, and they're connected, like dragons are connected to all the dimensions. They're very multidimensional, just as like we are very multidimensional beings. So they can connect to planets and out like in our galaxy and way beyond ours. So your intuition could be like strong, or it's something that you could easily develop if you choose to. You could be here maybe to ground and anchor the collective vibration to the planet, to raise it in the grid, to help ground the fifth dimensional. Okay, so this is a Dragon Rider deck. Okay, so this here at the bottom is Airmed and Matilda. Number 8, you are now in need of rest and recuperation. It is only when cradled in the silence of a powerful being that you can achieve self-awareness and follow your soul path with divine clarity. And I'm going to tell you, my third eye is like tingling. So, okay, they want that. Cat Joker, that's funny because this is all about dragons, but yet there's a cat in it. It is time to take action. You are now in urgent need of structure, order, and clarity. Okay. Put that aside here. Some of those. Okay, let's pull out a water element card here. Since dragons are so connected to Atlantis, I thought I'd bring out a water card. Honestly, because I'm pretty sure this green dragon is also an earth dragon. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, what's going on here? So we have spring. We have rain. And then on the bottom, we have ocean, which is Neptune. Oh, Spirit. You know, and I'll tell you too, because dragons, they love color, crystals, sounds, and symbols. So I'm not surprised that they showed the crystal card here. You know, this kind of gives me the energy of when Atlantis sunk. You know, you have all these, you have seals and penguins and whales and, you know, all the crystals too that they were all sunk to the bottom of the Atlantic. You know, this gives me the card of the magician. You have this dove here, and you have these white swans, which is all about like this transformation. You have all this abundance too. I'm pretty sure this is like the magician card here. You have like the pentacle, so it's the earth, air, fire, water symbols and spirit. It's all connected here. Like I said, I think that you connect with being like a shaman or an alchemist, a shapeshifter, healers, because magicians are healers, right? Okay. Brought a lot of water cards for you. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so rain. So you have this eagle. What is that? Is that a... Hold on. I gotta get my thing here to see what this is. I think it looks like a snake coming off the top of her head. Oh my goodness, it is. This is a representation of a Kundalini. Okay, you see all these different animals too? There's like mice and I don't know, some kind of reptile there. And you get this cat. You have these beautiful pink, and you have bluebirds, pink birds, eagle, the snake, the rainbow, the water, the rain. This is something about some kind of cleansing or some kind of rebirth or something. You know, and with Neptune, see all this like storm going on here? You know, Neptune also is a very powerful being, you know, and these horses, they have mermaid tails. I thought they were supposed to be seahorse. Oh, seahorses. Yeah, that makes sense. Duh. It's the mane kind of threw me off here because at first I thought they were unicorns, but Neptune is all about this is all about like dreams and inspiration and your power. You know what? Because of the magician, because of this magician card, I think that you're able to in previous lifetimes, I think you've mastered like many of the different realms. Let me pull this I gotta find out what this is now because I can't remember. Because it's part of the dragon deck. Gaia. Oh, okay. So you have the earth. You know, that makes sense though, because okay, that makes complete sense because Gaia is of the earth. I have full body chills. Yeah, that explains the shamanism because, you know, like all the different animals you have that, even though these are water cards, like you have like air, water, earth, You have all of these like different elements here. Okay, well now I got to see what this is. Oh, another green dragon, no joke. Armides and Lusalu. So the path ahead will be different. From now on, you will follow the path of transformation. Pay close attention to your quality of life. That's what I was just talking about with these swans here, is with the transformation. You're going to go through this big transformation. I think it's because it'll be easy for you to develop your abilities. Oh, I just realized here, yeah, there's the dragon is on the planet here. So you not only have ruled the elements of the earth, you've also ruled the elements of the water. Because the dragons are connected to Atlantis. Wow, I think you might have been oh my God. I think you might have lived in the days of Atlantis. But I think you also have, because dragons are very powerful, right? And they have like, because they can connect all the different realms, right? They can go into all the different realms. And it just like a magician can do that. Wow, okay. All right, here, let's pull out some more cards here. And because they're so connected to angelic beings, you could even be considered an earth angel in this lifetime. Although you could also be a master magician. You could be you could also be like a shaman. Okay, taking that one. Don't compromise. Boundaries, assertiveness, courage, unwavering. I've never seen this card before. You see all these colors of the chakras coming off here in the angel wings. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out one of these. Okay, I'm gonna pull out one of these. I want two. Destiny, purpose, passion, service. Wow. This is all the inner earth. You have fairies and unicorns here. And angels. I think that's an angel. Wow. She's holding her I don't know what you call it, but it has like a, oh my gosh. And you know what? She's holding the world here, and it has dolphins. Wow, you're a very magical being here. Okay. I'm going to pull out the Lemurian cards here. On the bottom, The new man. City of lights. New man. You have Neptune. Oh my gosh. You are you're going to be a part of you're creating the new earth. You're going to be the new human. Wow. Okay, let's see here. What's this? Spirit relationships, intuition, connection, signs, inspiration. Just like I said, that your intuition is probably strong and easy to develop. And here you have this, look, intuition, connection, spirit inspiration, spirit relationships. And that's what I was saying, like, you have like all these different realms all coming in. You've been many things in many lifetimes. So you have family in the dragon realm, in the fairy realm, in the Atlantis, from the Lemurians, from the angels. Like, you've lived a lot of different lives. I think you've even had like shamanism, and because this gives me like the shaman vibe here. And this is a magician, so this tells me that you've conquered many different. Wow, you're a very magical being here. That's why you don't compromise. You keep boundaries, you're assertive, you have courage, you're unwavering. That's why. What's this? Healing emotions. I've seen number 10. They're showing me number 10 a lot before I started all these readings. When you are feeling emotional flow, your thoughts, follow your thoughts to see what your emotions are showing you. Yes, because of your intuition, your connection. The signs, it's one of your signs, like when you're having some kind of emotion, because you're able to pick up on other people's feelings. You're a really strong empath. You have really incredible power, deep power, but you're very honorable. And you have so much compassion. That's why you've been able to go through all. That's why, because you've lived all of these realms. You didn't live in the realms of where there's a lot of hate like there is on Earth. But now you're here maybe to master, to bring in the new man. Wow, spirit. Balanced force is no joke. Like I said, I think that you're here to ground and anchor the collective vibration to this planet. I think that's what your abilities are. Like, that's what your purpose is this time around. Balanced forces. Oh my God. That's amazing. And you know what? 19 breaks down to another 10. Look, and these are like dragons on either side of her. Look at that. I keep trying to show your guide. There's a water dragon, and I think that's a fire dragon or air dragon. I'm not sure. That's fire and that's air. I think that's how that is. Because air feeds fire. And you have this moon here, the eclipse, and you have this little spark of light here. That's you. Even in the darkest of times. Wow. That's why it says the path ahead will be different. From now on, you will follow the path of transformation. Pay close attention to your quality of life. Wow, spirit. Okay, let's see what these cards are. Reflective truth. Oh my God, look at that. Identity, self-love, and acceptance. Whoa, look at the phoenix. Solar eclipse. Growth opportunities and change. Look, and 46 breaks down to another 10. Oh, wow. Oh my God, so you have 10, 20, 30, and then you have 30 card over here. That's super amazing. Okay. Reflective truth. That's the thing. See, and that's it. You stand in your truth. You stand in your power. Well, this is amazing. Okay, let's see what we have here. Divine Cosmic Mother Womb. So you have the new man, and then you have the Divine Mother. So you have that balance. You've balanced the balanced forces. No joke. What's this one? Earth and air. Like I said, you have mastered all of the you've mastered all of the realms, and that's why you're here. See this light? I think you were an earth angel right now, but you see this light? See, this is you, and they're able to funnel all this light right down through from the higher realms right down into you, and you're anchoring it. Oh my God, just like I said. This is amazing. You see, this looks like a dolphin here too, right? Oh my God. The new man. So you have like the balanced forces of all the elements. You have the balanced forces of the man and the woman you know what? She's also an elf. So, oh yeah, she's an elf too. So that's what I mean. Like you're in all these realms. Like you've done all these realms because look, like I was saying here, your destiny has all been your purpose, your passion, and your service. This is what you've been doing for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Oh my God, Spirit. This is absolutely amazing. I love this. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, you're awesome. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, because look, and it even has like the city of life here. The cities of life. And I'm not even joking, right underneath that, look at this. It says heaven on earth. That's because, oh my gosh, because, oh my God, because the dragons, because they are so connected to the earth, but yet to the higher realms. And also they are, they're like Lemuria is really connected to the earth. So I think you've lived all these different lifetimes. This is amazing. The City of Lights. Yep. You have been through all the different you've been in all the realms. But now right now you are connecting the light to the grid, just like I said in the very beginning here. You have this balanced out within you. That's why you don't compromise. You're unwavering because you've had all these energies behind you. So maybe you, like in your mental mind, like in your human mind, maybe you didn't know, but your soul knows. Your soul has this intuition, the connection, the signs, the inspiration. Your soul knows all of this. Wow. I'm going to pull out some dragon cards here. Whoa, whoa, okay. I'm getting a little crazy here. What's going on? Well, the Chariot. The Strength, look at that. Seven of Swords. Yeah, you've been fighting through all of it. Four of Wands. Yeah, I'm not taking all those. It's too many cards, Spirit. All right, let's see here. You know, that Chariot showed me before it was on the bottom of the deck when I set it down. I usually do, I don't look at the bottom of the decks. I just try to take them out and set them down because there's a message on the bottom. But this time I did look because I'm curious as hell. The Seven of Wands, yeah, that's your boundaries. You're just holding the line. You're unwavering. Yeah. You're a very highly evolved being, soul. Oh, I get really itchy nose too. Wow. You know, you're really blessed here. These angels are always with you. They're supporting everything that you're doing. Oh my God, look, the Ace of Wands here, look. The Ace of Wands. You know, this egg is being cracked open here. This is the beginning. This is a new initiative, the passion, the inspiration. You just have this fire that burns within you. And then what do we have here? The Queen of Swords. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Mastering your mind. That's a beautiful card. You know, she's green too. She's got a lot of green. You're really highly connected to the earth this time. You're really grounded and rooted in. And nothing's going to change that. You carry the sword. Well, you can wield all the different elements. So this is amazing. You know, you have so much perception and, you know, you're so honest and you're fair and you're disciplined. You have independence. You have all this perception too because your soul, you know, you probably a lot of times just didn't like how the earth was being treated and how animals are being treated. Look, they have it split in 3 different ways. Let's see here. The 8 of Wands. Yeah, something's coming in fast. Okay, what's this? The Fool. Yeah, you're ready to start a whole new world. You're bringing in a whole new world. No joke. And oh my gosh, yeah, you're bringing in a whole new world here. And then you have the 3 of Pentacles, which is like having a community. You know, they're green as well. You know, you could be a teacher of some sort of teacher. And that's why I was saying, because you could be ascended from like an ascended master, because ascended masters are teachers. You know, the 3 of Pentacles is would be like the in the regular tarot deck, it would be the like a priest or priestess. It's all that learning and hard work over lifetimes. Yeah. 8 of Wands here. Okay. Let's pull one more card here. Let's pull one more card. See what... Okay, let's... It's on the bottom. Yeah, the 4 of Swords. Yeah, you're going to be resting. You sure are. All this that you've done. The 7 of Pentacles, yeah, you're almost there. You've been doing a lot of work. Well, another green dragon. And the Knight of Wands. Yeah. You know, the Knight of Wands is the, you know, that the quick decisions, passion, ambition. So what's coming in so fast? I don't know what's coming in so fast for you. Maybe it's just because the transformation of the 5D, because it comes right out on here like the new man, and then it comes out here with the 3 of Pentacles, with the divine cosmic mother here. Wow, Spirit, this is mind-blowing. Here, I'm going to pull one of these here and see. Okay, so what's in this that you want them? Is there anything in here? Yeah, you're a very high-level soul. Divine Feminine, Black Moonstone. Number 10 again. Yeah, there'd be a celebration. Sacred ceremony. Yeah, you know what? You're going to be honored when you get leave this lifetime and you move into the higher realms. You're going to be, you know, maybe that's what it was, that you had to come here and develop your divine feminine in this lifetime. but you're going to be celebrated in all the realms when you ascend, because you've reached this balance. You've come here to do this balance here, but you're a very intuitive individual. Wow, Spirit, this is amazing. Okay, so I don't have anything else. I'm depleted from this. I don't have any other, I couldn't give you any more information. I think your soul knows it all anyway. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, this is all I have for pile 2. So, okay, group 2. So, you're a very amazing individuals. And I'm going to bid you a good day, and I hope this video finds you well. I hope it's been informative, and I really had fun doing it. So I might do these again if anyone's interested. Put it in the comments. So if you liked it, hit the like button, hit the share and subscribe, whatever, all the buttons. And I'm going to send you all my love and light. And thank you for your service to this earth and to the universe, really. So have a good one. Bye. Welcome in, group 3. So you've chosen the unicorn. I'm going to leave the tape on right now, and I'm going to pull a few cards. And yeah, I'm just going to go from there. So let me start. Unicorns are really connected to dragons. So I wouldn't be surprised if you had picked group 2 as well. I wouldn't be surprised if you picked either group, actually. Okay, so unicorns can actually transform your life. They are connected to the angels, and unicorns have like a pure high frequency light that can put a blessing over you. And so you could actually have also this high frequency type light, or capable of that. So because of their high frequency and their pure light energy, these beings are fully enlightened, and then they can give you any kind of healing or blessings, or any kind of magical transformation at your soul level. They assist in your spiritual growth. They provide enlightenment, and they help with your ascension process, and they can help illuminate your path. They can also bring the deepest desires of your soul into fruition. Oops. Deep blue dragon. Keep you safe by clearing your pathway. Funny. I was just saying. Okay, this is starting off funny already. So like I said, they can illuminate and clear your path. They have the deepest desires of your soul to bring that into fruition for you, and they can help to find your true commitment, contentment, and satisfaction. They're also about the third eye and psychic abilities, and how to activate and or enhance them. And they're also connected to the moon. Okay. So trust you are protected. Walk on a path of light. That's what this deep blue dragon is here. Okay. Do you want another dragon? Okay. Okay, on the bottom here is water dragon. Helps you flow easily around obstacles. Christ light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities and go with the flow. That's bringing out the psychic abilities again. Okay. And then right underneath there, it's dark blue galactic dragon. And I brought out my galactic tarot deck too. Helps you listen to the voice of the universe. Ignite the codes of your master blueprint. Access cosmic wisdom and enter higher service. Cosmic wisdom. Okay, we're just going to I'm going to look into this a little bit more, because Let's pull this tape off here and see what this says here before I go any further, so I know what decks to use to bring you your message. Let's see. Stargate of Lyra. Expand your causal chakra. Enter the unicorn kingdom. Your causal chakra, wow. That's the one way above your crown. Also, even though it's a Stargate of Lyra, it gives me this Lyran energy here, even though I know that almost the dragons, the unicorns are not connected to Lyrians. And the Stargate of Lyra is where the realm of unicorns live. And it's also one of the angels. What's that angel again? It's Archangel Christella, something like that. Christelli. She rules. I think it's a she. She oversees. She's part of caring for the unicorns. Okay, so you're highly connected to the angels. You could have been. You could have some kind of angel. Heritage or something they're trying to say. Okay, let me pull one of these here. All right, what card do you want here, Spirit? So we want to know the roots and what they're here to learn or do. Solar plexus chakra, radiant illumination. This is to activate your passion, to activate your power. You're here to activate your power. Okay. You're here to activate your power. Let's pull out a couple of these here. On the bottom. Healing fierceness. That's funny too, because this came out, I'm pretty sure this came out in group 1, and I told group 1 that group 3 was probably connected to them. Be fearless, because fear is the most disempowering emotion on the planet and the basis for all dis-ease. Evolution, multidimensionality. You are changing and evolving as you move and become more multidimensional. Yeah, I think that's like with that, the solar plexus chakra going on here. No joke. And right underneath that, there's alignment. And I see these dolphins. It kind of gives me the Atlantis energy here. Because this looks like a whale's tail. You could be connected to group 2 as well. It's hard to distinguish too, I'm going to say, because, we have lived so many different lives on so many different planets and so many different dimensions and so many different universes that it would be difficult to pinpoint because, we've lived in so many. Yeah, I think you're connected to the angels, though. I think I put that angel deck. I'm going to say that you're connected to Archangel Michael mostly because of the sword here. And that's the sword of truth. With the water dragon too, it really does give me that Atlantis thing. Okay. Jeez, Spirit. Look, another unicorn reality check. That's a moth. Moths follow the light. This rainbow here on his, hold on, he's got a rainbow thingy. And these are different decks, right? Oh, these are different decks. I'm trying to show your guide. See, I'm trying to prove to them. They already know. Assessment, exploration, honesty, determination. Okay, this is what you need to have now. Especially where they're bringing up about the being fearless. They want to give you a reality check here. I think they want you to know that fear is an illusion. And it's just to keep the man down, or the woman down. It's to keep us hidden behind a veil of secrecy and lies and deception. I want to take both. Take both of them. Took it upside down. Forgiveness. Yeah, Spirit. Yeah, she's a fairy. I think you're really connected to Gaia too. Redemption, renew, reprieve. Okay, you want that. Okay, fine. I notice there's a lot of blue here, and I know that they left it on throat portal, truth, courage, suppression. Yeah, I think you've come into this world being we've all been very suppressed. So what is it that they're supposed to be doing here? Test, confront, negotiation. Test, confront, and negotiate. You cut a couple dragons here. It's like that yin and yang here. The duality. Okay. So find that. Okay, so I'm going to put this card over here. 27 is furred and feathered friends. So you have eagles, lions, roosters, snakes, snails, birds, rainbows. And there's that sun. Yeah, like I said, I think you're really connected to the earth here. Okay. All right, I'm going to pull one of these cards too. Though I know that the dragons are not connected to the Lyrians, I'm going to pull out a Lyrian card here. And since they already pulled out the lion, and then they're talking about the Stargate of Lyra. Okay, Spirit. Oh, I was just about to say. Cellular upgrade. Listen, step back and learn from your surroundings. You're a starseed. Look, the universe opens through you. No joke. They, yeah, yeah. You know, I noticed that they're showing like this balance again. You see this balance? Oops, I took galactic victory. You're going to have a victory, though, whatever it is that you're doing, because they were showing this duality here in this card. See that balance? You're here to balance your, find that balance. Okay, so let's start with this here. So a lilac fire dragon transmutes through the power of divine love. Yeah, you're transmuting. That's what you're here to do. You're to bring in the cellular upgrade to get rid of this fear, for this forgiveness. That's what the reality check is about. Nuke. My dog just bust through the door. What are you doing? Be a good girl. She literally just busted through the door. So it's going to come in like, this is just going to happen like very quickly. Like because she startled me too, right? When she busted through the door. So lilac fire dragon transmutes through the power of divine love. Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. The purity of heart, you're here to cleanse your heart chakra because and find your power because you're here to, with your third eye and your psychic abilities, it's to activate or to enhance them. You know, they brought up about the with the enlightenment with the unicorns, because that's what the unicorns do. It's rare for all three of my animals to be in here while I'm doing a reading, so I think you're very shamanic or something, because you're very connected to Mother Earth, because you have all these animals, and I have them all like clustered behind me right now. Oh, relationship, flexibility. Look, another 4. I've been noticing a lot of 4s for you because you have like the Stargate here, number 40. Then you have the throat chakra, which is another 40. You also have 31 breaks down to a 4. You have number 4 here. What's this one? It's number 8, double 4. So then you have number 4 on this card. So it says be flexible is extremely important and essential in relationships now. You can see the grid of the universe here. Hold on. Now the dog's trying to get out. She's such a massive dog. She's like almost 80 pounds, a pure beast. Excuse me. So I think she kind of banged into the microphone. She probably made some weird noises there. Okay. I don't like all the interruptions because it throws me off my mojo, which is, I think, something that's happening to you, because I've had somebody in the house that's making a lot of noise, doing a lot of yelling, clunking around, trying to take you off your path. So you're a type of being that's trying to be, something's trying to take you off your path here. Okay, let's see what we have here. Look, another solar portal. Wow. Balance, instincts, and control. And didn't this come up with your solar plexus? Look at that. Whoops. See your solar, and that's a number 4 again. Oh, I put the card over there. Radiant illumination. You know what? You're, I think you're another being that is related to group 1 and 2, actually, but I think what's happening is you're being taken off your path. I think that's why the dragons wanted to come out here in this reading, because they wanted to like heal you, whether you're in the air. They want to clear your path. They want to light your path. That's why they keep bringing up the illumination. Because the universe opens through you. You're somebody here. You I think are like group 2. So you're somebody that is supposed to be holding the light for the earth. Because I see here on this unicorn, the light's just pouring down from the universe into and through, and you'll see it comes right through, hits their heart and soul are there, and then comes right down through into the earth. Or actually, maybe that's the moon. But either way, the moon or the earth, you use both, I think. And they had me bring out the universe, the galactic deck too. That's why they're talking about all the duality, how they need you to find that duality. And they had me bring out so many more cards for you. So there's something about forgiveness. So something's been causing you a lot of upset, because the unicorns are for bringing a lot of healing and magical transformations. What's this one? Oneness. No joke. And there's a shaman. Yeah, I did say that I thought you could have been like shamanically connected, because this furry and feathered friend also gives me that shamanic type. And you see this eagle here? It looks like this. I'm sorry. I keep thinking you're just beside me on the left here. I think it's your guides. It looks like a diamond that they're trying to place in your head to illuminate you. Because I think you're here to not just heal the planet, but I think you're like also a shamanic healer for the animals. Yeah, you have a lot of butterflies here too. Okay. Yeah, they're bringing up a lot about this solar plexus and solar portal. This is, yeah, the solar chakra is very important for you. And then you have this, and then they're bringing up like the oneness here is about the balance again, the duality, divine masculine, calm. Okay. So they want to bring in a cellular upgrade here. So listen, step back, and learn from your surroundings. This is your reality check. So there's a lot going on in your surroundings that you must be missing. The universe opens through you. Okay, so I think you're connected to the Lyrians, to the unicorns, to the dragons. I think you're connected to all these realms. I think you have some kind of shamanic earth type. Okay, hold on. Let me bring out an earth, animal oracle card here. Let's see. They're bringing out so many different cards, so many more cards for you. Okay. Wow, geez, spirit. What's going on here? Okay. What's this one? Pronghorn. It's action. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. Look at that, an abundance on the bottom. And that's what the unicorns are for. They're to help bring your soul's desires into fruition. So a sacred buffalo, cloak me in your wisdom. Keep me warm through the storms of life. Fill my life with goodness. Teach me the way of gratitude and prayer. Okay. So that's telling me a lot here. They're talking a lot about how you need to find your inner, you're here to come into your power on this earth. I think something is, I don't know if it's distractions or just not taking the time. Hold on, they want to bring out an angel card here to give me more clarification. You're a little bit more complicated than the others. Let's see here. Maybe that's what it is. You're just more complicated. Look, on the bottom is plans, and look, there's another rainbow. There's a lot about these rainbows. You might see a lot of rainbows. You know, they might be using, you know, I just noticed that these cards are a lot like rainbows. You know, I think they might be using, yeah, no, these all look like rainbows. You might be seeing a lot of rainbows, or they're using these rainbows to try to activate you, because bring in these cellular upgrades. Okay, so they want me to bring out an angel. Okay, let's see. There's a message in here. Oh, here we go. No joke. The balance again. And togetherness is the oneness. This is your angel here, leading you with the light. No joke, Spirit. You know, you might be seeing a lot of nines too, because I see they have some nines going on here. The balance, you know, they keep bringing up the balance. You're having an issue with your balance. You're not balanced out somehow. You know, they did bring up the masculine, divine masculine. Maybe your masculine, divine masculine in you is not balanced. You could be too much in your masculine, or you're too much in your feminine. There's a balance issue here. Okay, let's see what's going on here at the balance here. This is what you need to master in this lifetime. Where's that deck? What did I just do with that? Oh, there it is. What's that number? 25. Okay. True strength lies in your center with the solar plexus. Okay. And they had me put it out here on the oneness too. Okay. So that's what it is. Maybe they can't bring in your cellular upgrade. So how wonderful would it be if we were always well balanced, if nothing and no one could upset us, if we could live our daily lives effortlessly without ever losing our equilibrium. This means almost impossible, yet the equipoise of the angelic beings is encouraging. This state of being does seem to exist. Okay. As a first step, you could tackle those topics that particularly jump out at you. Maybe in the coming weeks, you'll be able to work with your quick temper. Or are you someone who is offended too easily? Everyone has their own issues to work on. If we are honest with ourselves, we will get to know ourselves better. And at some point, we will manage to become like angels after all. Okay, because they did say balanced, divine masculine, and then calm. So you're having, this is the reality check they're talking about here. To be honest, yeah, that's why they're saying do an assessment, exploration, honesty, and determination. And your angels are here to help you with that. And the dragons, well, the dragons are going to illuminate your path, but the unicorns are here to help with your healing. because they can give you that frequency. They can help pour that pure white energy onto you. You know, maybe, when you get upset, to go spend some time in nature. It'll help reground you. That's why they're talking about here, this redemption, the forgiveness. That's why they have me put, yeah, that's why they have me put all these 3 cards together. Okay. So that's what you need to master in this lifetime. You could have been, you know what? You could have been a very fierce warrior in a previous lifetime. Okay, let's see here. I have a feeling that you were a very strong warrior, or you come from a planet. And I'm going to tell you too that the Lyrians, these beings, these Lyrian beings, they were very peaceful beings until their planet, they were tricked and their planet was basically destroyed, and they become very fierce warriors. But they also have big hearts, but they don't take foolishness. So I think that's what's happening. You're too much in your divine masculine. Okay, so let's see here. What's the information here, Spirit? I'll just have you spit it out. Okay, maybe not. Maybe they want me to split it. Lol, personal power, Spirit. This will bring your personal power. Soul retrieval. Yeah. Yeah, so it's your personal power. Just like that solar plexus. That's what your goal is in this lifetime. Because you've been a warrior for so many, I think, generations. You've been, for many lifetimes, you were a warrior. You kept, every time you were mauled or killed or whatever. This shaman here has a bear, a brown, and they're both got bears here. I think that you've been murdered many times for defending, and you've been reborn many times and came back each time as a warrior. But this lifetime, it's to heal that. Yeah. Now, warrior, you could be man or female, because to be a warrior, you'd have to be in your masculine. But your angels are here. What's this one? Unlock your gifts. Exactly. You have the key. Yeah, they're going to use these light codes, just like I was saying. They're using light to upgrade, to do a cellular upgrade here. Yeah. Yeah, look at this cosmic heart source. Yeah. They're going to be activating. That's what they're trying to do here, because these Lyrians, they have look, initiation. Wow. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to initiate you. That's why they want you to pay attention to learn from your surroundings. Because whatever is upsetting you, that's what it is. It's what they're trying to do. That their energies are trying to upset you, to keep you in this low vibration so you don't ascend. You're a very powerful starseed. That's why. Because, in the beginning, I said it was about your third eye, and your psychic abilities need to activate or enhance. And then something about the moon. Wow. Hold on, they want me to bring out a magic card for you. Let me grab that deck here. Oh, there it is. 20 decks out here, so there's just such a mess. Oh, I was supposed to look on the bottom, they said. Okay, forgot. Sorry. You know, see how this bear is well grounded, and see how this eagle, and then there's the eagle here. So I think they're using animals to try to calm you or show you things or connect to you or relate to you or something. Raising your energetic vibration, enlightenment. Oh my God, the labyrinth. Yeah, that's what's going on. They keep bringing up the enlightenment. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the enlightenment. Absolutely, Spirit. All right, so is that it, Spirit? Oh yeah, okay. So let's see here. Let's see what the tarot deck has to say. Yeah, they're really trying to unlock your gifts, but you're not to get, you know, they're with you trying to do this. You know, just like I said, they are definitely, and no, look, that's number 8 too. Look, 8 and 8. They are definitely using these light codes. That's why they're using all these rainbow colors here. So you could be getting one of those happening like right now. They're sending you like some kind of healing and using all these rainbow colors. And this will continue too. So each time you get angry, they want you to take a step back and assess what's going on. Find like that, do that forgiveness type thing. And, you know, because it's being, look, you're an emperor. Look at that. That's more that masculine energy. You've been an emperor for a really long time. That's why. Okay. You need to balance that masculine energy in you. Ten of discs. Yeah. This will bring you that harmony that you're looking for, that abundance, the peace, the Hierophant. No joke. That's the mastery. And you see the balance too. You'll see the dark figure here, and then you get the light figure here. This is the balancing of it. The 6 of discs. You know, this is that giving and receiving. Again, that's the learning the balance, right? If you can give, you'll receive. If you receive, you can give. Wow, Spirit. Okay, cards are falling out here. Justice. Look, and the balance. Look, the scale. And the scale is unbalanced yet again. Spirit. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. That is really funny. Where's that balance card? Didn't that balance card show the scales? Look, so you have the scales here that are leveled here, and they're using animals to balance it. And then you see the justice and the sword. See that? And look, I put it right out here on this sword. What's this here? The Queen of Cups. This is coping with all your emotions. And the strength, exactly, Spirit. Looking at dragon. It's going to take a lot. It takes strength to do that. Yes. It doesn't make you a weak person. No, not at all. You know, you're already a warrior. You've been a warrior for many lifetimes. Yeah, look at this. And even the 7 of Swords is on the bottom. Look, see, they want to take all of them. They want to remove these. Spirit. Because the 7 of Swords is all about the deception, the spying, the strategy, the you know, the fighting, the conflict. They want, seeing how they're trying to, your galactic brothers and sisters are trying to remove all these things, all these swords, trying to help you. Look, because it's your fate. It's your destiny. See at the top, he's holding it. He's not holding it as like he's fighting. He's holding it as, you know, in surrender. Well, another eagle. You have your angels here. Another lion. Yeah, I think you're from the Lyrian race. Look, and then the hangman. This is where you need to do all that. Little, from God. You need to do a lot of this introspection here. This figuring it out. Yeah, look, the Five of Cups again. Spirit. This is about the regret, the loss, the sadness. This is what's, you know, this could be something that's coming from all these different lifetimes of pain and suffering. And that could be why you're like hair trigger angry, you get hair triggered angry. And it could just be something that's really embedded down into your soul, you know, from past lifetimes, right? Yeah, the Nine of Cups, you'd be standing in your power. Exactly. The Four of Wands, you'd be celebrating. No joke, Spirit. Look, and then the Ten of Cups, you'll be getting everything you want. Like, it'll be harmony. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I have for group 3. So I hope this video finds you well. I hope this has helped you. And I hope this is going to help release you into understanding what's going on and help you move forward. Because you have all these angelic beings. You have all these like galactic communities, you know, dragons and fairies and unicorns, and I mean, even right down to the Lyrians here are here to help give you a cellular upgrade, because I do believe you're from the Lyrian race, you know, because, you know, they have become warriors, right? And they're so courageous and yeah. Okay, I'm going to close the reading, so I'm going to bid you a good day, and I hope this video finds you well. I'm going to send you all my love and light, and good luck on your healing. Bye, everyone.